Hello everyone. Welcome to the live stream. Welcome to the live stream and my new channel. So many of you can see I made the new channel. And why did I do that? Well, I'd like to do more live streams. I'd like to do live streams maybe 3 or 4 times a week. And the live streams are not really appropriate for my regular channel. So I decided to make a new channel so I can do more live streams. So I hope you find value in my live streams and participate. To participate, you should log in to the live stream or to YouTube. Log into YouTube and you can enter the chat room. If you don't have a YouTube account, you can't participate in the chat. All right, so this is my new channel, and I want everyone to subscribe right now and like this video so it can get promoted by YouTube. And the structure of this video is going to be a little different than the other live streams I've done, because every live stream is going to have an introduction, and then I'm going to go into a certain topic or something I'm going to teach or talk about, and then after that I will always do English Q&A. So if you have any English questions, save that for the end. Let's see. I can see, let's see who's here now. Oh, we have Thomas Clark. Thomas Clark, hello Tom. Tom is an American friend of mine. Hello Rosa, Raquel, Arash, all right, Layla, David, many people there. Oh, we have Asma Abu Reda. Hello, I'm not sure who you are. Karina Lopez, I'm not sure if you're still here. And Prakar, if you're still here. Hello. And Kesamilo from Burundi country. Okay, welcome to the live stream. All right, so I'm just going to jump into my topic. The topic today, I'm going to talk about the best chatting apps and social media apps that I've been using to talk with students around the world to help them practice or learn English. So I'm going to talk about what I think are the best apps from my experience. And I hope you guys also tell me in the comments what you think was a good app for you to study English. I'm not going to talk about dating apps, okay? So I know some of you might be disappointed. I'm not talking about dating apps. What I'm talking about is stuff that students usually use to learn English. And there's, hundreds and hundreds of apps. I don't use all the apps. I use probably the most common apps. And of course, I don't pay for any apps. So the apps I'm going to talk about, most of you probably already use them or know about them. Okay, so the first app I'm going to talk about is Kakao Talk. Now, some of you might not know Kakao Talk. If you're in Korea, you know Kakao Talk because Kakao Talk is the most common chatting app in Korea. And I've been using Kakao Talk for many, many years now, and I have been participating in many Kakao Talk language groups. So lots of Koreans join language groups to help study English or learn English, and I participated there. Now, what I found with Kakao Talk is the English students speak too much Korean. So sorry to my Korean students if you're watching, but Kakao Talk, there's too much Korean speaking, not enough English speaking, and usually people are very shy to send a voice note or like that. So if you're interested in making Korean friends, I suggest downloading Kakao Talk, and you can join groups. I think you should see in the links in the description a link to my Kakao Talk group. It's very small right now, but again, Koreans, I wish they would come to my group or at least speak English in the other groups, but they're not doing that too much. So that's what I think of Kakao Talk, if you're interested in that. Another app I often use, Line. So Line is very popular in Japan and Southeast Asia, and I participate in a lot of language groups for studying English through Line. And those groups tend not to be so active. Like, I didn't really find a good group where the students have a lot of passion to learn English. A lot of young people are there, and they like to talk about K-pop rather than studying English. So I don't really use Line too much to interact with students. Sometimes I meet some students there, but not so much. I do have a Line group. I made it today. If you're interested in Line, you can join my group. I'm pretty sure the link is below. All the links are below to my groups. All right. I'm curious if you guys have used Kakao Talk or Line for studying English, if you could recommend a group or tell me what your experience has been. Legit. Do you use Line Homie? Homie. Interesting English. Legit. Where did you learn your English, homie? And that brings us to Wechat. Now, Wechat is the Chinese chatting app, and I've joined some groups there, and I've talked to a lot of students there, and again, they're not so passionate. They tend not to visit the group every day, and yeah, some of them share good information, but the Wechat, not so passionate. I wouldn't recommend Wechat, but I guess if you're in China, it's a good choice. But I don't know. Has anyone else used Wechat? You can tell me in the comments. Oh, Assad. Hello, Assad. Welcome. Okay. WhatsApp. So I think WhatsApp, in my opinion, is the best chatting app. WhatsApp, I've been using WhatsApp for about 6 months. I have 3 groups in WhatsApp. You can join one group below. This is awesome. Like, the people here have a lot of passion. They share a lot of information, and it's a very international group from all around the world. And I would highly recommend, if you don't have WhatsApp, you should download it now if you're interested in improving your English, because it's a really there's a lot of great communities, language groups there. Grace, if you're interested in improving your English and making international friends, WhatsApp. Oh, Arash has been using it since 2011. Wow. I've just been using it. I've used it to talk to friends, but to use it to helping students for about 6 months now. It's great. If you are in a good group, the students will help each other, and not only help each other, but you make a lot of great friends in WhatsApp. And in the past 6 months, I made so many good friends in my group. So I highly recommend WhatsApp if you're interested in learning English. There's a lot of bad groups too. I try to keep my groups clean and healthy and not toxic, so you can join my group. There's other groups, but perhaps other members here can introduce or recommend any WhatsApp groups. I belong to over 100 WhatsApp groups, but there's only about 5 that I regularly go to. Grace Lim, is there a kind of open chat as like open chat and Kakao? Yeah, it's the same. It's almost the same, Grace, as Kakao Talk. The only difference is the WhatsApp group. It's more of an international crowd, so they have to speak English, whereas Kakao groups are usually only Korean, so they tend to only speak Korean. And yeah, in Kakao Talk, I found compared to WhatsApp, there's, the WhatsApp people have a lot of passion. They really want to improve their English and improve their situation in life, and they think English will help them do that. So they have a lot of motivation and passion compared to the Korean groups. Maybe I haven't found a good Korean group yet. Who knows? Assad, yes, you're my best friend, Robin. Oh, I'm your best friend. I think we met 5 days ago. We're already best friends. I just met you. Yeah, you're a good friend. Nargis, hi, welcome. All right, so that's WhatsApp. Let's go on to HelloTalk. I've also been using HelloTalk. It's a free app. They do have a pay service. I don't use the pay service. HelloTalk is good for learning languages. Okay, it's not just about English. So they have a lot of functions to help you learn many kinds of languages and find people that are studying the same language as you or want to teach the language you're learning. So I would recommend HelloTalk. It's worth a look. Again, I'm not sponsored by any of these apps. This is just from my own experience, so I'm very sincere in my review of these apps. But HelloTalk, it's worth a download. Okay, I'm there in the link. You can find me on HelloTalk. It's worth a download. I wonder if anyone else has used HelloTalk. If you have, please let me know. I'm interested to hear your experience with HelloTalk. I've used it mainly to study Korean. So there was a lot of good people that helped me study Korean. And sometimes I help people with English, but I don't have enough time. But there's a lot of good HelloTalk people. It's a pretty positive group. In HelloTalk, you don't have to pay. Everything I'm talking about today is free. Okay, you don't have to pay for anything. Raquel, Snapchat. Oh, Raquel, my Snapchat is non-existent. I do not use Snapchat yet. I guess I'm too old for Snapchat. Are there language groups on Snapchat? I wouldn't even know. I don't even know enough about Snapchat. Maybe you can tell us. Oh, the app company have to pay me. Yeah, I hope so. But a lot of in my other channel, a lot of schools, like private schools around the world, they contact me and they always want me to make videos promoting their school. And, they'll give some money, but I just don't feel comfortable yet promoting stuff I don't really know about or whatever. So if an app I really like asked me to make a video for them, yeah, I probably would. But if I don't really know about the school or app, I'm not gonna bother making anything, even if they pay me. Carrie Page, too old for Snapchat. Do you use Snapchat, Carrie Page? Do you use it to study English? I don't know. Thomas Clark, getting paid is nice. Yes, it is. All right, let's move on. HelloTalk, good. Telegram. Now, I use Telegram to talk to some friends, but I haven't, to be honest, I haven't really used it for chatting or interacting or engaging students. I hope to do that in the near future. I'm very curious if you guys use any of the Telegram app, and you let me know your experience, if it's good or bad. I really don't have much information. Probably in the future, if I make a part 2 to this video, I'll have more information. But I did make a Telegram chat group in the links you can see. Rosa, you use all the apps. Are you active in Telegram or WhatsApp? I am in your WhatsApp, not Telegram. Is it enough? Well, the best group, I'm most active in WhatsApp, but I'm trying to be more active in these other apps if students prefer the other apps. You know, not everyone downloads WhatsApp, especially Koreans. It's almost impossible to get Koreans to use another app except Kakao Talk. So I hope that I can be active in all of these apps if there are, you know, students who are passionate. I will help them. But you don't need to, you don't need, and please don't join every app. I prefer to talk to one student in one app. I don't like having conversations with multiple students in multiple apps because I'm going to get confused, and sometimes their names are different in apps, and it's very difficult to learn all your names. I'm trying to learn the best students' names. Grace Kim. Yes, I only have Kakao. Well, there's a new world, international world, if you download another app. Layla, thank you. All right. Aryan, JD, how to pronounce entrepreneurs. Entrepreneurs, I'm going to do a Q&A later, so save your English questions. So, Abdel Raham, again, save your English questions for later. I'll do that later. Narges, yes, you are in the best group. Tom, yes, there are other apps besides Kakao Talk. I know you love Kakao Talk, but you should download, Wechat. It'll blow your mind. Okay. Another app that I'm very curious about is Imo or IMO. I'm not sure how to pronounce that. I see a lot of my students are using this app, but I haven't really used that to interact with students, so I would be very interested, again, if someone could tell us their experience using this for learning English. Is it a good app? What do you think? So I'll be testing that in the next few weeks to see how good that app is. Yeah, Grace. Imo means ant in Korean. So the Koreans, Grace, Imo, ant. Carrie Page, I've never heard of Imo. Yeah, I've never heard of that either, but I noticed a lot of my students are using that, or they're registered. I don't know if they're using it, but they're on that app. So if you use that, let me know. Everyone here hasn't used it, but I know. Okay, well, I'll tell you in the future video my experience using that app. Good or bad, I don't know. Okay, I'm going to go away from apps a little bit. Well, there's one more app here. We'll jump to Meetup. Meetup is the best app, okay? This is the best app because this goes beyond chatting using the app. Meetup helps you to find groups offline, meet them offline, and you can find a lot of groups using English, a lot of groups containing native speakers, native English speakers. So I highly recommend all of you people focused on chatting apps to download Meetup. It will find clubs and groups in your area, and those clubs and groups have native English speakers, and you can go to that language club or movie club or book club, and you can meet new native speaking or fluent English speaking friends. All right, so chats are great, or chat apps are great, but Meetup takes it to the next level. It helps you get out in your area meeting people who speak English, okay? So I highly recommend you download Meetup right now and find a group or club in your area and go there when you have time and tell me about your experience. All right, Rosa, in Iran, emo is very famous, but they say it isn't a good app. Why isn't it a good app? They will vex you a lot. What do you mean by vex? Kib Ahmad Khan. Hi, Mr. Shah. Good to see you. Good to see you. Okay, and Meetup is not a dating app, okay? It's for clubs or groups. So I highly recommend Meetup. Let's go on to other social media, not necessarily apps. Facebook. Now I have the Facebook group, Learn English with Robin Teacher. I hope you join that. And I chat with a lot of students on Facebook, but you know, Facebook is really good for sending information or sharing information. But chatting and getting to know people is really, really hard, okay? It's slow because people don't always respond quickly. So Facebook, and I've joined a lot, over 100 Facebook groups about English studying. And a lot of these groups, there's just too many people. There's just too many people sharing information, and it's you know, you get information, but it's hard to meet people to practice English with. Bob, Facebook is boring. Yeah, it's boring, but it is a good resource if you know, if you're in a good group and know how to use it. I personally use Facebook because I have a lot of friends around the world, and I have my personal account, and you know, I need to share with my friends around the world. But for teaching English, yeah, Facebook is hard. But you know, it's good. I wouldn't say it's bad, but it's good. But yeah, it could be boring. Good point, Bob. Twitter. Oh, Twitter. You know, Twitter is very frustrating because sometimes Twitter is very active and a lot of times it's dead. So again, like Facebook, it's good to get information if you're a passive or lazy learner of English, but I wouldn't recommend Twitter as a good way to improve your English. There's too many memes on Twitter, and it's easy to get distracted on Twitter. So I don't, you know, it's a resource if you like it, good, but I don't recommend Twitter. I don't use it very much to interact with my students. But I do have a Twitter account and I post, so if you're interested, the links are below. Instagram. Wow. Instagram is so popular, and I don't know why. I guess I'm old. Using Instagram is not easy for me, but I use it. I have my Instagram account, and I post a lot of I post a lot of interesting things on Instagram, so I recommend you join my Instagram account. I try to post every day there, something interesting. But yeah, Instagram can be good to get information. Again, you're getting information, but it's hard to meet people or talk to people from my experience. Maybe I'm not using it correctly, but again, like Twitter, Instagram is easy to get distracted into something more interesting that is not related to English, but it is a resource. I hope you only follow me on Instagram and nobody else, and then you would only get English every day. All right, and that brings us to YouTube. And here we are. We are interacting now in this first live stream in this new channel. So because of YouTube, I have met, hundreds of new friends all over the world. I've met so many people because of YouTube. So YouTube, a lot of you found me on YouTube and you contacted me through apps or Facebook or such. And through YouTube is such a good thing. It has brought us together. Okay. And YouTube has motivated me to help a lot of students around the world in these apps. I don't get paid for this live stream, and I don't get paid for participating in the apps every day. I do all that for free, and that takes hours every day to meet or to check these apps, see what's going on, help answer questions, respond, check on people. But I love doing it, okay? And these live streams, I want to make these better to help interact with my students and improve your English. Okay? All right, enough of that. So all of those apps, that's what I've been using. If you know any other apps for chatting or helping you to learn English, let us know. Don't keep it secret. Recommend it, and then I would check it, and then in the future I might do a video on that. Now let's see. Oh, Bob. Oh, Bob, YouTube is perfect. I think it is the best way to study languages. Yes, YouTube gives a lot of information, and you have access to a teacher 24 hours. And with live stream, you can interact with a teacher around the world. I'm interacting with you, Bob, right now. Amazing. YouTube is amazing. Ariane, Instagram only for actors and models. I would agree, but there are language learners on Instagram. So, Layla, YouTube is very helpful. Don't say you're old. I'm very young. Save the English questions for later. Arash, Vex, annoying. I mean, there's many unknown people on email, and you will get many unknown call. Ugh. I already get a lot of phone calls from WhatsApp. Maybe 10 a day people are calling me. I never answer my phone on WhatsApp. Don't call me. Never. Akib, Ahmad Khan, yes, YouTube is the best way to study languages. And Bob, what about Cambly app? Now, Bob, I've never heard of Cambly. I'm just going to do a quick check of Cambly. Is that good for you, Bob? Have you had a good experience? So I'm looking at Cambly now, and it looks like a company. Do you have to pay? Do you have to pay for that, Bob? And Bob, oh, again, Italki. I've heard of Italki, but I haven't used it. Grace, Anygram. If you're listing the chat app names, but why don't you also tell us, do you think they're good or bad, or you don't know? Just let us know. Because you're saying, yeah, these apps exist, but are they worth it to download and check them? And do we have to pay? Because I like free, and I'm sure you guys like free too. I think in these days, you can study any language for free. You do not have to pay anymore. There's so many resources out there that you can study language for free. Yeah, again, let me know if these apps are good. So again, guys, I'm talking about the topic now. Later, I'll do an English Q&A. So if you have English questions, save them for a little bit later. Anygram is mixing Facebook and chat app. Yes, you've used it. Is it good, Grace? Is it a good app? Should I download it? Don't call me sir. Just call me Robin. Labin. Ugh. Don't call me Labin. Robin. Oh, so Grace, I don't think so. Kang Hanjin. Ah, hello. All right. I guess we'll move on to English Q&A. So if you guys have any English questions, if you can still talk about the chatting apps and social media and learning English, that would be great. But if you have any other English questions, now is the time to ask me. I don't promise I will answer every English question perfectly, but I will do my best. So if you have any questions, now is the time. Let me know. Bob, those apps, Cambly and Italki is really helpful, but they are not free, unfortunately. Then I don't recommend them. But if you want to pay, certainly you can do that. Thanks, Bob, for your comment. Well, if there's no English questions now, I will end the live stream. Oh, here we go. All right, we got some English questions. Do we use the word, excuse me, get some water. Do we use the word sometimes for present tenses only, or for past tense, for past and future tenses as well? As always, if you're asking a question, it's always good to supply some example sentences so I know what exactly you're talking about. Now, for sometimes, I could say, sometimes is usually a general, we're not talking about, well, we're definitely not talking about the future. Well, sometimes it's a routine. So if it's a routine, you're not usually using tenses. So you would say, sometimes I go to church or the temple. So you're just using I go. You're not going to use past tense or future. But you could say sometimes I went to church on sometimes I went to church last year. That would be possible. So you could use it for past tense, but future tense, sometimes I will go to church. I guess you could say in the future, sometimes I will go to church. It can be possible. But usually it's just to describe your routine. Sometimes I go to church. Gracelyn, call at stop by. I think, yeah, that can be the same thing. I don't use the expression call at. Do you have a sentence? Where did you see it? I think that is possible, but I don't use that expression. I use stop by. Layla, what is use of very uncommon? Sorry, Layla, I don't understand your question. What do you mean? Bob, I'm usually confused with two-word affect and effect. Could you tell me the difference between them? Of course, Bob. You know, affect and effect confuse native speakers always, and they mess it up, and I'll probably mess it up sometimes when I'm chatting very fast. I usually confused affect and effect. Now there's lots of video. I've just checked in YouTube now. There's so many videos teaching about affect, effect. So there's lots of great resources, video resources of teachers teaching that. But basically, affect is a verb and effect is the noun, Bob. So I'll write the example sentence. Sorry, I got a lot of chats here. Well, how about you, Bob? Why don't you try to write an example sentence, knowing that affect is the verb, effect is the noun. Why don't you try writing an example sentence, Bob? Why do I have to do it for you? You should try to practice that. Rosa, I think today's live stream is better than always. I think you're very happy. Yeah, I'm happy. I'm happy you're here. Yeah, you can ask any questions now. How do you pronounce of? O-F, of? Grace, all fright. You mean fright or freight? To Australia, call it Singapore. Yeah, that makes sense, the call at, but I don't think you made a mistake with fright. I'm gonna move the chat over here. Nurien, hello, Robin Sir. Incheon Mayor. Who is Incheon Mayor? How often do you broadcast live? I'm going to try to broadcast live as much as I can. So almost every night from now, I will broadcast live. But not every night. Dashant, please explain past unreal conditional, like if I would have done work, I would have got money, or I had done work, I would have got money. Which one is right? Wow, you're asking a difficult question for a live stream. Let me look at your examples again. I would have got money, or I think if you would try to express that, if I would have worked, I would have got money. Are you asking about the grammar, or are you asking about that specific sentence? Well, everyone's asking a lot of questions. All right, Dushyant, I'm going to have to say your question is a little too complicated. It would take, some of these questions I have to think about and check to make sure to give you the right answer. I didn't prepare for such a complicated question, so ask that in the WhatsApp group and I'll be able to answer because I can find out exactly what you're looking at. Grace flight. Yeah, call that will work. What's the difference among dead, die, died, and death? Please explain it, please. Well, dead. He is dead. So dead is your adjective. Die. Die is your verb. Died. That's your verb past tense. And death is your noun. So you're talking about different parts: adjective, verb, past tense verb, and noun. All right. Hey Robin, what's the difference between so and very? Well, so, very, and to. These are emphasis words. We want to give more power to the adjective that follow these words. So he is so tall, he is very tall. I would say so is a little stronger for more powerful emphasis. And if you want to make it negative emphasis, you would say he is too tall. When we have everyone, what should we use it after? Example, everyone is. Oh, everyone is. Everyone is. So if you have everyone, nobody, somebody, all of these is going to be is. It's going to use the be verb is. Grace Lim, message retracted. Grace Lim, message retracted. Bob, the pollution effect. Oh, Bob did an example. The pollution effect. The Earth planet badly. Smoking could affect on your health. Okay, let me fix that sentence up here. I'm going to fix the whole sentence in the grammar and I'm going to post it. The Earth's the Earth's pollution, and you want to say affect as a verb. I think, yeah, no, it's not going to work. I think you got it mixed up here, Bob. I'm going to do 2 example sentences here. Just give me a moment. Okay, Bob. So pollution affects us all. I'm using it as a verb, and the pollution effect is bad. I'm using it as a noun. Hope that helps. Okay, I'm going back. Okay. There's so many questions now, guys. Everyone is Rosa. Would've Would have done, should have done, could have done. What's the difference? Would have, should have, could have. Okay. That's Grace. Why are you asking? These are very difficult questions. Okay, difficult questions are okay, but you know, some of these questions are. It doesn't take a minute to explain. It takes 5 to 10 minutes to explain. So I have to give just a basic example. Should have is regret. All right. If you're using should have done something, that is always regret. I should have studied English more when I was in high school. So if you said should have, that's your regret. Could have. I could have studied English more in high school. Could have means there was a possibility, but you didn't do it. But there's no regret. And then the would have, I would have studied, usually would have is going to need an if. I would have studied English more in high school if I had more time. So you would have, you could have, yeah, I see where you're getting. So if there was a chance to study more, you would have done that if you had more time. So again, should have, I should have studied English more in high school. That's a regret. I could have studied English more in high school. You had a possibility, but you didn't. But there's no regret. And I would have studied English more in high school if I had more time. Okay, I hope that clears it up a little bit. If it doesn't, I'm sorry. That's a little too big of a question to answer in a quick amount of time. All right. Dashant, my question was, if I would have done work, I would have got money, or if I had done work, I would have got money. Which one is right? Okay, so you're specifically using the would. This is for Grace too, because she's using would. I think, where did you get these sentences, Dashant? Because the problem with your example sentences, before I focus on the would have, I got to make sure you have the grammar correct on the all the sentence. So I think you want to say, in your third conditional here, if I would have done work, I would have gotten money. I'm checking to try to fix up your sentence. Yeah, as I said, I need more time for this. All right, you ask me in the WhatsApp group, because that's going to take a little more time. Can you give me an example sentence in your whiteboard about dead, die, and death? Let me use a better marker. Okay, there's your adjective. Uh, there's your verb. I don't want to die. Oh, you want it? Let's do died. He died, past tense of died. And then death. Death is an experience. Can you read that? We all will have. So that's a noun. Tashan, sometimes we use this very building, that very boy, and we also say that building, that boy. Could you explain it, please? That's the, oh, this and that. This is something close to you, and that is something far. Now, I am doing a live stream in this building. I'm in the building, it's close to me. I'm not doing a live stream in that building. That very boy, yeah, if you're using this, it's something close, but that is something far. I hope that explains your question. Aryan, how do you pronounce? Is it this? You guys, you want me to pronounce words? Please get the spelling correct, because you know it. All right. So your first word is liaison. Liaison. Convalesce. And then liaison again. Pharaoh. Accommodate. Okay, I hope that helps. Dashan, I'm supposed to do it and I should do it. What is the difference? Please explain. I'm supposed, yeah, very similar. I'm supposed to means it is your duty, your responsibility to do something. And I should do it means it's something that'll help you or someone else. So, for example, I'm supposed to go to work, which would mean I have a duty, a responsibility to go to work. I should go to work means, yeah, it is something that will help me, and if I don't do it, I might have some problems. They're very similar. Sushant, when we exactly use would in sentence? Well, would can be used in so many different kinds of sentences. So it is a word that is used so much. You have to give me examples. That is not a quick answer because would is used in so many different kinds of sentences with different kinds of grammar. So instead of would have, I can use if I were. Well, what are you talking about? What's your example sentence, Grace? Carrie, call me if you have the time, or call me when you have the time, which is correct. Both are fine, Carrie. Both of those. Layla, what is the difference between no, not, and none? Oh. Excuse me. No is the opposite of Yes. So do you like studying English? No. Maybe that's your answer. You could also use no. There are no eggs in the refrigerator. Not. Not is usually used with like verbs, auxiliary verbs, modal verbs. I could not, I would not, I did not, to show a negative. None. There is none. I don't know an example sentence off the top of my head for none. Maybe you can offer some sentences, Layla. Why don't you give me an example sentence using none? Rosa, how to pronounce religious parade? Thank you. Dashant, please explain ZH sound in words like measure and words like judge. All right, that's the ZH you call ZH. I'm just going to go to my Oxford dictionary here. Do you want British or American? I'll tell you both. Okay. I'm just going to check because I always check British and American because I know a lot of my viewers like both sounds. And I'm going to type the actual symbol here is je, ZH. It's very difficult in English to pronounce je, because it's from the French language, but we use it in English for many words. So when you have a word like treasure, measure, it can be difficult. It's a je sound. Judge, the DGE combination is very common in English. Judge, bridge, lounge, or lounge is a little different, but same sound. Yeah, I know these sounds are very difficult. They're more of a French sound, but we use them in English. It can be very difficult to hear these sounds and to pronounce them. It takes, with all pronunciation, it takes a lot of experience hearing these sounds before you can actually say these sounds. But anyway, repeat after me. Measure, treasure, judge, bridge. Tika, how can we know if a sentence contains clauses, phrases, and adverb? What are the characteristics? Well, that's a very difficult question, Tika, and I'm sorry, Tika, I can't answer that right now. I think the question needs to be organized a little bit better, and you need the characteristics. Well, every sentence is going to have characteristics. First, I would be familiar with adverbs. Make sure you know what an adverb is. And then a clause. Your sentence here, how can we know if a sentence contains clauses, phrases, and adverbs? You should plural that. But your sentence has clauses. And I'll just get the definition. Because oddly your sentence has clauses. I think you should organize your question a little more so I can understand exactly what you're meaning. Bob, what is the best way to improve English speaking? Bob, speak. Practice every day. Join the one of those apps. Incheon Mayor, what is the difference of might? Might, should have to. This is similar to Grace's question earlier. I might is a maybe. Should, you should do something. You have a responsibility to do something. If you do it, it'll be good. If you don't do it, something bad will happen. Have to is strong. It's something you must do. AMD MD. Hi, my bro. Hi. Dushyant Rana. What's the difference between I like playing and I like to play? Well, see, the problem with your grammar is we have no context. You're just writing two sentences. Basically, they mean the same thing. Playing is the gerund of to play. But the context, okay, what kind of story or sentences are you talking about? Then there would be slight differences of when to use those sentences or those expressions. So if you provide full example sentences, because basically they're the same thing, but I know there are some situations where they might be a little bit different, but I can't think of those situations now. Okay, is the word have a similar pronunciation? Madison and medicine. Madison, medicine. Yep, same. Oxford Dictionary is great if you understand the IPA, the International Phonetic Alphabet, helps you to learn pronunciation. Mika says hi. Hi, Mika. She says you are handsome. Thank you. Layla. Well, hi, Mika. That's a better hello. And thank you for your comment. You guys might have noticed during question time, I got all stressed. So many questions, and they're very difficult questions, and I want to give good answers, but some of these take a lot of time to properly, and I didn't prepare for a lot of these questions, so I'm doing my best. Layla, I have a big problem with sentence wording. What should I do? Layla, the best thing is to read. So read and write. So read some short story, a book, or some article, and practice copying those sentences. Okay? So even a children's book, you read the sentence and try practicing writing the sentence or using the same structure of the sentence to tell your own story. And if you keep doing that every day, you will get better. If you don't do that, I'm sorry, Layla, you're not going to get better. But sentence wording takes practice. Dustin, there are many types of adverbs. One is always confused. One is always confused. Are you using Google Translate? Where to which one, please explain. When to use adverbs? I'm not going to teach all how to use adverbs. That's more of a video. You can find many videos on YouTube explaining adverbs in detail. I'm sorry, there's just not enough time because, yeah, as you know, adverbs can be confusing. And I'm releasing in January, I'm releasing some videos, maybe January, February, some adverbs videos talking about adverbs, because I know that can be confusing. Thomas is sad. How to be fluent in English, please tell us some ways. Well, you and Bob, you want to know all the secrets to English, that's going to be in another video. It takes diligence is the key word. Practicing every day the 4 core language skills, reading, writing, speaking, and listening. You have to do that every day. Don't just focus on one. Balance those 4 skills and continue doing that for years. You will get better. There is no quick way. All right, it's over an hour now, and I'll just finish up the remaining questions, and then we'll call it an evening, because it's evening here in Korea. It's 11:35. Grace has her example sentences. If I would have woke up early in the morning, I'm not hungry now. I could have woke up early in the morning because I'm too hungry. I should have woke up early. Oh, okay. These are several issues with your sentences, Grace. The first one, I'm going to type it here. If I would have woken up early, if I would have woken up early in the morning, I wouldn't be hungry now because you didn't eat breakfast. I could have woken up early. I could have woken up early in the morning. That's not going to be related to anything else. You just say I could have woken up early in the morning and had breakfast. I could have woken up early in the morning and had breakfast, but I didn't. And I should have woken up early in the morning. You would just say I should have woken up early in the morning. I should have woken up early in the morning and had breakfast. Dashant, please, can you tell me how to improve accent? Well, for British and American accents, I don't promote any student trying to have a British or American accent. I only promote proper pronunciation. So to know if your pronunciation is good means other English speakers understand you. You do not need to have American or British accent, so don't worry about that. Just make sure your pronunciation is good. To improve your pronunciation, it just takes practice. And if you say something in English to someone and they don't understand you, you will self-fix or correct your pronunciation. I do have pronunciation videos on my other channel, so you can check those out. And I hope that helps you. Incheon Mayor, it is a shame to you if I talk to foreign people. I get nervous a lot. Is it uncomfortable to talk each other fluently? How should I do it? Yeah, you sound Korean because Koreans are shy to speak to the foreigners. Don't be shy. This is your mental problem. You have to get over it. Most foreigners are, especially if they're in Korea, they are very welcoming and will understand your accent. I'm sure you'll never have an experience someone says to you, I don't understand you, go away. No, everyone's going to say, what, excuse me, and talk to you. So it's up to you, man, to improve or get over your nervousness. Hi, sir, good night. When are you going to bring your friend in your video and your group? One day in the future. I hope you bring UK. You mean UK speaker? Yeah, I'll talk to you in the English group. All right, guys. I will finish up the live stream now. I'm sorry I didn't. It's a little frustrating to me because I feel very sorry I didn't answer in good enough detail some of the questions, and I know you need the answers. The best thing for you to do is ask me in one of the groups in the comments, and I'll have more time to research the best possible answer, because there's so many different situations and context where grammar changes, so I have to be careful on some of these answers. All right, guys, thank you for watching, and I will do live streams, as I said, almost every day, so you can come back and interact with me. And yeah, I hope Assad here, guys, please tell your friends about his new channel. He deserves. Yeah, this channel started today. Of course, I have my other channel, but this channel is a little different. This channel is only live streams, and if it gets more popular, then I'll bring more people and all that. But this live stream ends, but talking to me doesn't end, because I'm always in those, especially the WhatsApp chat and Kakao Talk and Line. I'm there. So if you want to keep talking, talk to me there. Grace Lamb. Well, Grace, you can talk to me in Kakao Talk too. You don't need WhatsApp. Anyway, guys, thank you for watching. I am tired. Your questions, some of them were difficult, and I feel a little sad now I didn't answer some of them properly. But, you know, as the live streams go on, I'm learning, I'm getting better, and these will get better, I promise. Anyway, thank you for watching, and have a good night, everyone.